Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeline and this is Novel Inc. Today I'm going to be going over all of the books that I plan on reading during the 4th round of the Contemporary-A-thon. The Contemporary-A-thon is a readathon that lasts 1 week and, you guessed it, focuses on reading contemporary books. It is hosted by 4 of my favorite people: Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, Julie from Pages and Pens, Natasha from My Reading is Odd, and newly added as of this round, my dear friend Melanie from Mel to the Any. So I always love Contemporary-A-thon. I've participated in rounds 2 and 3, and obviously now I'm participating in round 4. This is my favorite readathon. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love the hosts, I love the challenges, I love the contemporary genre. So very excited to dive into another round of one of my favorite readathons. Without further ado, let's get into the challenges and the books that I plan to read to meet those challenges. Challenge number 1 is to read the contemporary book that you purchased or acquired most recently, and as of the time that this readathon starts, that will be On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I do not have this book at the time of filming, even though it is out, but I'm going to a book signing and book launch event for On the Come Up this Saturday night, and I will be picking up a copy there. I also am planning to get the audiobook so I can either listen to it on audio or read it physically. Very, very excited about this book. I've been highly anticipating Angie Thomas's follow-up to The Hate U Give, and On the Come Up I know focuses on a teen rapper, and I just truly cannot wait. There is always a challenge that involves reading a book with a certain color on the cover, and this time that color is blurple, aka blue purple. For this, I have chosen Rain and Delilah's Midnight Matinee by Jeff Zentner. As you can see, this has a lovely blurple around most of the perimeter of the cover. I don't know a ton about this. I picked this ARC up at ALA Midwinter this year, which this video I guess is kind of going to be a sneak peek of my ALA haul, because so many of the books that I'm planning on reading for this readathon are things that I picked up while I was at ALA Midwinter. But don't know too much about this. I've read and enjoyed both of Jeff Zentner's previous novels, and I love the way that he portrays the South. I know that this has to do with 2 teenagers who have a tradition of going to like a movie palace, and I'm looking forward to reading it. It's also pretty short, so I think it'll be easy to get through during the readathon as well. Challenge number 3 is to read a diverse contemporary, which of course On the Come Up could count for this as well, but I'm trying not to double up on challenges. So I have chosen Patron Saints of Nothing by Randy Rabai. I picked up this at ALA Midwinter as well, and I think that I'm going to be buddy reading this with Melanie, one of the hosts of the Contemporary-A-thon. We picked Melanie up a copy of this at ALA because she had said that she was really looking forward to it, and I think this one is probably gonna wreck me a little bit. Our main character is Filipino but has grown up in the US, but he ends up having to go back to the Philippines and kind of gets caught in the crossfire of the war on drugs over there. So I think this is going to be a difficult read, but I am ecstatic to be reading this with Melanie, who is half Filipino, and I think this is going to be a really eye-opening, wonderful contemporary. The next challenge is to read a dark, heavy, or hard-hitting contemporary, and for this I'm going to be buddy reading another ARC that I picked up at ALA Midwinter with Chelsea and Jane, who I went to ALA Midwinter with, and that is Girls on the Verge by Sharon Biggs Waller. This deals with a couple of teenage girls who are dealing with the aftermath of one of them getting an abortion. I know this is a road trip story, but that it also obviously focuses on some tough topics, seeing as one of the main characters is deciding to get an abortion, and that is what the 2 friends are traveling toward. And I always appreciate books that address reproductive health and reproductive issues and reproductive rights. I think that it's something that's very needed in the young adult age range, and I'm glad that we're starting to see more and more books being published that discuss this, and I'm very excited to read this. Even more excited to be reading it with Chelsea and Jane, and again, this one is quite short. It's like under 250 pages, so I think this will be a quick read as well. Challenge number 5 is to read a contemporary that you meant to read in 2018 but didn't. For this, I have chosen Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I was actually sent this copy by the publisher, and I hadn't heard of it before it got sent to me, but as soon as I went to Goodreads and looked it up after I got this in the mail, I saw that like so many of my blogging friends had read and really enjoyed this and had rated it really highly. So I've been looking forward to it ever since. This is a story set in the South about debutantes, and it's also like a thriller, and that sounds like everything I love in YA contemporary, and almost every review of this that I've read has said that the person couldn't put it down, which I always try to gravitate toward books that I've heard that about for readathons, because the goal with readathons is to read a lot in a short amount of time. And even though this one is over 400 pages, I think if I'm as sucked in as all of my friends have been to this story, I will have no problem speeding through this during the readathon. And I also chose this because the audio for this is on Hoopla, so I always like to have at least one audiobook going during a readathon because I like to vary up my formats. So I will probably be listening to at least part of this on audio during the readathon. Very excited to get to this. Always love a book set in the South. Challenge number 6 is to read a contemporary in a non-traditional format. For this, I've chosen a graphic novel, and it is once again an arc that I picked up at ALA Midwinter, and that is Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Mariko Tamaki and Valero O'Connell. I am, again, planning to buddy read this with Chelsea and Jane because all three of us picked it up at ALA Midwinter. Very excited about it. This is a graphic novel about our main character's on-again, off-again relationship with the most popular girl in school, Laura Dean, and it's a female-female romance, and it is published by Macmillan's graphic novel imprint, First Second, and they've knocked it out of the park with every title I've read from them, so cannot wait to get to this. I was so excited to get a copy of this at ALA, and I really think that it's gonna be a fun time. The last challenge is to read a book with a picture of some sort on the spine, and the last book on my TBR is 99% Mine by Sally Thorne, and this has a picture of what I am assuming are the two main characters on the spine. I was very kindly sent a finished copy of 99% Mine by William Morrow and HarperCollins, so thank you to them for sending this my way. I am so looking forward to this. I read and enjoyed Sally Thorne's The Hating Game. I didn't love it as much as other people seem to, but this premise appeals to me perhaps even more than the premise of The Hating Game did, so I have high hopes for this. It has not gotten the best reviews from my friends and the reviewers that tend to have similar taste to me, but I'm still super excited to read it. All I know about it really is that it is contemporary adult romance, and our main character is falling for her brother's best friend, which is a romance trope that I, like, for some reason just really love. I'm very excited to get to this and discuss it with everyone. This just came out at the end of January, and so I want to pick it up as soon as possible, and this readathon seems like the perfect time. And with that, we have reached the end of my Contemporary-A-thon round 4 TBR. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're participating and if we're reading any of the same books. I would love to chat about them with you, and also link me to your TBRs below. I would love to see them. I love watching TBRs for readathons I'm participating in. Oh, I am planning on doing a reading vlog for Contemporary-A-thon. Typically for readathons, I split my vlogs up into like 2 parts. So I'll do half the week in one and the other half of the week in a second. It's either gonna be 2 vlogs or it's gonna be 1 vlog. We'll see, but I am planning on doing a reading vlog for this readathon, so don't you worry. Anyway, that concludes this video. As always, all of my social media links will be down below so that we can be friends. If you liked this video, go ahead and like it and subscribe to me so you don't miss out on new content. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you very soon in another one. Bye.